Hello student, welcome to my class. Today I am going to take class 11 geography. The book name is India Physical Environment and it is chapter 3. Name of the chapter is drainage system. So let's proceed. So before starting this chapter, it is very important to understand some of the important concepts which is frequently used in this chapter. Without understanding this concept, it will become difficult to understand this chapter. So let's first understand some important concept from this chapter, and those concepts are, first one is drainage. So what is drainage? Drainage is any channel through which the water flow. You can take the example of a pipe. The pipe through which the water flow is also an example of a drainage. So any channel through which the water is flowing is a drainage. So what is drainage system? As you know that rivers do have some tributaries and distributaries. Tributaries are those rivers which join the main river. Some small river when join the main river are called its tributaries. And distributaries are those rivers because the main river is flowing and some physical features or something else come in its way and it get bifurcated into two parts, and it get divided into two parts and move in a different direction, then it becomes distributaries of the main rivers. So the river do have some tributaries and distributaries, and the river along with its tributaries and distributary is called river system or drainage system. Then what is drainage basin? Drainage basin is the area which is covered by the drainage system. Like the river having tributaries and distributaries, it is covering some area. So the total area they are covering is called its drainage basin. Then what is water divide? Water divide is any physical feature which divide the water of the two rivers, and it does not allow the water of those two rivers to meet each other. Like Himalaya act like a water divide between the Indus and Satluj. Satluj at the end meets with Indus, but it starts from the same place in the Tibet, the Satluj also and the Indus also, but 400 kilometers they travel parallel to each other and cannot meet each other because the Himalaya is acting in between them as a water divide and don't allow those two streams to meet each other. So you can understand this concept in a better way with the diagram. So let me show you some diagram. As you can see, it is the example of a drainage. Any channel through which the water is flowing is a drainage. So this can be the figure for drainage. And then I told you about drainage system. What is drainage system? Any drainage or river with its tributaries and distributaries. Some river are joining it and some river move away from those rivers. So they are their tributaries and distributaries. So river with its tributaries and distributary is called drainage system. And then I talked you about I told you that there is a drainage system also, drainage basin. So what is drainage basin? Drainage basin is the total area covered by the drainage which is tributary and distributary. So the total area they are covering, the river with its tributary and distributary, the total area it is covering is called its drainage basin. Then I told you about water divide. Water divide is any physical feature which is between the two streams, between the two rivers, and does not allow those two rivers to meet each other. So this is the example of this is a figure of a water divide. Now some more concept. One is gorge. What is gorge? Gorge is a steep valley. It is also a type of a valley which is very steep from its sides. So the steep valleys are called gorge. Catchment area is it's actually the source of the river, from where the river is flowing, from where the river is taking its water. There can be a specific place from where the river is draining its water, from where the river is taking its water. The source of the river is called its catchment area. It is the place from where the river starts. It can be a glacier, it can be a lake or anything. And then what is river basin? River basin is actually a catchment area of a big river. When a catchment area is of a big river, then it is called river basin. Or it can be, you can say that it is like a big tank from where the water is given to the river, and from there the river is taking its source and flowing forward. So I can show you with figure. This is example of a catchment area. Catchment area, you can see in the figure, the round one is a catchment area, from where the river is taking its water and flowing forward. Then what is watershed? Watershed is actually the borderline between each drainage basin. And in this borderline, in this line between the drainage basin, some waters are being shaded by the river and they get collected in those divides, those borders, and they are like a small tank. Some waters of the river get collected in its borderline. They act like a small tank, or they can be like a catchment area of minor rivers. So small rivers catchment area. Okay? Or we can show you in the example in the figure. You can see the border line between the river, between the drainage basin is called watershed. In this border line, some water is being shaded by the river and they get collected in the watershed. And this watershed is like a small tank and it can act like a catchment area of a small river. Now there are various patterns of the river. When the river flows in the plain, they flow not in a single pattern. Some river flow in some other pattern, some river flow in some other pattern. So there are the various patterns in which the river is flowing. So one such pattern can be dendritic. Dendritic is the pattern which look like a root or which look like a tree. In the tree, when you see the branches are going in all different direction, same way the river is flowing with its branches in different direction. If the river is flowing with the branches in different direction, it is called dendritic pattern. Then there is another pattern called radial pattern. A radial pattern is a pattern in which it is like a radius of the center. Like in the center, the radius goes from the center to all direction. In the radial pattern also, you can see the branches of the river from the center going to the all direction. Then another pattern is trellis. So what is trellis? Trellis is like, the river have so many tributaries, and those tributaries also used to have many tributaries. So there can be a tributaries of the tributary of the main river. So the river which is having its tributary is called its primary tributary, and the river whose tributary have the tributary is called the second tributary of the main river. So in this pattern, in the trellis pattern, what happened? The primary tributaries are parallel to each other, and the secondary tributaries are flowing in a way that it make a right angle to the primary tributaries. And what is centripetal pattern? In the centripetal pattern, what happened? Like in the circle, you have the center, and in the centripetal pattern, in a center, all the river from the different direction is coming and pouring its water in the center. So when all the river from the different direction coming and pouring its water in the center, then it form a centripetal pattern. So where the river is pouring its water in the center, that center can become a form of a big lake. So I can show you in the figure the dendritic pattern. It look like root or the tree. See, you can see in this the river's branches are flowing in all direction like a root. And this is the pattern of radial flow. In this, from the center, the river is flowing in all the direction like a radius. And this is the pattern of trellis. In this, you can see the primary tributaries are parallel to each other, and the secondary tributary, which is the tributary of the primary tributary, is forming like a right angle to the first one. And the fourth one is centripetal pattern, in which the river from all direction is flowing in the center, and this center is becoming like a lake, because all the river coming from all direction and pouring its water in the center. So the center will become a lake, and this is called centripetal pattern. So we can see now, next we can see the classification of Indian drainage system. So on the basis of discharge of water, where the river's water is being discharged, the river can be classified into different categories. It can be in the basis of discharge of water, it can be classified on the basis of discharge of water, it can be classified as Arabian Sea discharge and Bay of Bengal discharge. As you know that we in India have two seas on both the sides of India. We have Arabian Sea in one side and Bay of Bengal Sea in another side. So when the river discharges its water on the Arabian Sea, then it is called Arabian Sea discharge, and when the river discharges its water in the Bay of Bengal Sea, then it is called Bay of Bengal discharge river. So this is the way on which the drainage system is classified on the basis of discharge of water. And if you see how many rivers are flowing in the Arabian Sea and how many rivers are discharging its water in the Bay of Bengal, you will find out that 77% of the river is flowing in Bay of Bengal and 23% is only flowing in Arabian Sea. This is because there is a barrier like there is a Delhi Range, Aravalli Hill and the Western Ghat, which is forming a barriers of mountain, continuous barriers of mountains on the western side of India, and it does not allow the rivers to flow in the western side, and that is because of that most of the rivers are flowing in the eastern side, that is in the Bay of Bengal. You can see in the figure, this figure is given in your book also. You can see there is a line from Delhi Range, then it's come to the Aravalli hillside and then to the side of the South India in the Western Ghat, and this all are the continuous ranges of the mountains. There are series of the mountains which is acting like a barriers for the river and does not allow rivers to flow in the western side of India, and so most of the river is falling on the eastern side of India, that is into the Bay of Bengal. Then you can also classify the river on the basis of the size of the catchment area. The catchment area or watershed is the source of the river from where the river takes its water. So on the basis of the size of the catchment area, you can classify the river into three categories, that is major river basin, medium river basin and minor river basin. So major river basin is the river which has its catchment area about 20,000 square kilometer, whereas the medium river basin has the catchment area of 2,000 to 20,000 square kilometer, and the minor river basin have its catchment area below 2,000 square kilometer. So on the basis of size of the catchment area, we have divided the river. There is another way of classification of Indian drainage system, and that is on the basis of the mode of origin, from where the river is being originated. It can be of two types, where that is Himalayan drainage and the peninsular drainage. So the river which is originating in the Himalayan is called Himalayan drainage system, or Himalaya drainage river, or Himalayan river, or the river which is originating, which is coming and rising from peninsular plateau, is called peninsular river or peninsular drainage or peninsular drainage system. So these are the some of the way in which we can classify the rivers. So rest we will study in the next class. Till then, happy learning.